Hi everyone, I hope you're well and healthy, and you are a little bit excited over the fact we may be opening some of our venues very shortly, depending on government regulations of course. So for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Stacey Humphries. I'm the Director of Eureka Ventures. We're a hospitality development consultancy. Now, because we will be opening very shortly, at least some of our venues, fingers crossed, I thought we'd go through 5 different things that I think are really important to think about before you open the doors. But we're going to do it slightly differently this time. I'm not going to go into real in-depth conversations about this yet. I'm going to give you, think of it as homework really, and then over the next few weeks we're going to think about and go more in depth into the different aspects that I'm covering today. And the reason why I'm doing this is because there is no one size fits all in hospitality. Your venue is completely different to somebody else's venue. It might have the same products and it might be located in the same place, but the different structure within the venues, the different people within the venues, and most importantly, you make it different. So I'm going to give you some ideas to think about today, and then we will go more in depth later on when you've thought about it and how it relates to your particular venue. So as I said, there's 5 different things we're going to go through today. The first one is cash flow. Cash flow is so important, especially at the moment because we have been closed for about 3 months. So we're not getting the cash in to have so that we can use for the different aspects of things. Now, cash flow or liquid assets are going to be key at the moment. And what do I mean by liquid assets? No, I don't mean the alcohol behind the bar, although that might kind of fall into liquid assets. Basically, a liquid asset is an asset that you can quickly turn into cash if you need to. And yes, hopefully, as soon as those doors open and people come in, people will be buying your product, but it may not work that way. So it's really important that you have some cash that you can use. It might be that you need to use it for performers, to get some more products and things in to serve. It could be to do with wages, although some of the furlough scheme will still be working, but we'll touch on that when it comes to going through the cash flow. So really, really important to have a look at your cash flow, and please wait until next week before you think about paying some of the bills, because obviously we want to pay the suppliers, but the suppliers would prefer if you could trade through this, so we don't want to give all that cash away at the moment. So that's number 1, because it's the most important thing to think about. Okay, and number 2 is your license. Now, your license is really, really important. You need to know it inside and out. There are some people that have been doing delivery and takeaway of alcohol, but they have not got an off license, and that is illegal. So we're going to look at the different aspects of the license, and we're also going to look at how you can apply for an off license potentially, or for different elements that will help you with the supply of product. So it's not just alcohol license, but there are different restrictions when it comes to food and things as well. So we'll have a look at all those aspects when we talk about the license in the second vlog afterwards. So number 3, this is all about your customers and your products. It's really, really important that you think about the customers you had beforehand and the products and services that you used to provide. Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to provide exactly the same thing. This is a great time to really look at what you were doing and whether that can be expanded or if it was the right track. But again, we can go through certain aspects of this when we talk through the vlog, but beforehand I want you to really consider your venue and your customers and what you do and when you do it. And I'll explain more a little bit later on in regards to that. But I really want you to think through those kind of things, because opening up different avenues for revenue is going to be so important, especially if our capacities have reduced. It means that we need to find that revenue from somewhere else, or to cut costs. And I prefer to find revenue than cut costs. But anyway, we can talk through that a little bit later on. Then number 4 is all about technology. And think about what you used before. So look at your till system, look at the websites you've used, look at different software that's available. For example, some till systems have actually used this time to develop different aspects of their system so that they can provide takeaway and delivery functionality, or ordering via an app, or all sorts of different things. So what I would suggest is that you contact your till system, but we will also go through some of the things that I know about the developments that have happened. And also we have different websites, so you might belong to Open Table or Design My Night, for example. They will have marketing campaigns, and they will have different things that they will be working through in regards and in the build up to opening of venues. Basically, they don't make money unless you make money. They make money from the booking, so of course they will want to help you really bring your customers back in and get as busy as you can legally get, depending on the restrictions, as I said. So they might have some really great ideas coming up. So just keep contact with them and just find out what their plans are. The other thing is that there is a lot of software out there at the moment about new technology on how we can change different things to do with the hospitality industry. Most of them, I won't say all of them because I haven't gone through all of them, but most of them are quite valid and can give you different functionality. But do be aware that you should not try everything at once. Okay, really look at what you require and what your needs are, and then you can look at what software. It's not the other way around. Don't go, I like that software and that software and that software, and then bring it on board. You need to look at what your requirements are, and then we can work through how to choose the different software that's available. So what's my 5th one? That is health and safety and alterations. And the reason why I've kept it till last is that you should too. Unless you're renovating your venue, and in that case, you go for it, because it's got nothing to do with the legislation or the restrictions that are in place or will be in place. And that's the key. Right now, the restrictions are different from last week's, and they will change again before we open. So if you think about the 2-metre rule is under negotiation at the moment to potentially this is not 1 metre, but 1 metre, or just space, or side-by-side sitting, or all sorts of different aspects of things. So this is going to change before we open. So I'm going to try and keep that as late as possible so that I can give you the most up-to-date guidance on that. I'm getting about 20 emails a day from the government about different things. So I feel informed. Anyway, the other side of things is alterations and the health and safety aspect of things. Okay, so recently I've had a few people contact me in regards to health and safety and cleaning in COVID-19 in particular. And there's so much about sanitizing things and having deep cleans and all sorts of different things at the moment that people are worried about how much money it's going to take and all this kind of stuff. I went to a meeting the other day where we had a panel, and part of the panel was a council member, and the council member and some of the other people there agreed that hospitality is normally, and I hope you guys are too, normally quite good at cleaning. We know that we have to keep our kitchens really clean because of food poisoning and certain health and safety aspects of things. We need to keep our bars clean so pests don't come in and all those horrible little aspects of stuff. We know about FIFO, we know about other restrictions on our products and everything. The only time I think maybe the cleaning isn't 100% is when a customer leaves a table and there's a queue of other customers that are waiting for the table, and they just wipe down really fast and then reset really quickly. that's going to have to change. So we need to make sure that we do sanitize things like tables and stuff. But when it comes to opening, cleaning for COVID-19 is not going to be your problem. It has been proven scientifically that if you leave a surface for over 3 days or 72 hours, then it's not going to have COVID-19 on it. And most of you have been closed for 3 months, so you are fine. Just do normal cleaning and make sure the place looks respectable. But also, the cleaning you do need to think about is things like, how are your drains, your beer taps and everything clean, and all those aspects of things. The post-mix tubes and stuff, are they going to be clean? Because you don't want any mold build up and all that kind of stuff. So those are the aspects you're going to have a look at and have to really think about. But your suppliers will be able to talk you through those. They'll have some great ideas. And while we're on the point of suppliers, talk to your beer company if you actually have any kegs of beer, because some of them are doing replacements at the moment depending on the sell by date and things of your beer. So find out what kind of schemes they've got going so you don't lose loads and loads of product because of that. So those are the main things to think about. So I'm going to go through them again really, really fast. Firstly, there is cash flow. Cash flow is key at the moment, so please be careful with your cash. Then number 2 is your license. Really get to know your license and think about what can help your venue and what alterations you might be able to make to your license. 3, what products and what were your regular customers before you closed? Are they going to be the same people when you open? Those aspects are the things to think about, and how you might be able to make a sort of slightly change what you're selling so that you've got that other revenue coming in. 4, tills, software and websites. Contact the people you've been dealing with beforehand to see what they've got in place coming up, and then we'll look at different products and think about your requirements for when I do talk about that aspect of stuff. And then last but not least, health and safety and any alterations that you need to make so that you can make the most out of your venue and get the most people to come in. Okay, so that is your homework. Think about those things in relation to your venue, and I will be organising the vlogs in that order so that we can work through them together with just different ideas to see if they'll help you. As I said, one solution does not suit all venues, so it's more to give you ideas about how you can make the most out of your venue and the most out of potential sales. Okay, well, before I go, because I always forget this, please subscribe. It's somewhere along here. You know the drill. We've also got a Facebook page for Eureka Ventures, so please come along, like the page. We'll be putting out little hints and tips and things as we go along. And also we're going to be starting our Instagram and Twitter. So join us for all the latest tips and hints, and I will see you next week. Bye.